Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to day number 2 for the September GEST International Dota Cup action coming your way. By the time today is done, we will have a new champion crowned, or maybe not a new champion, maybe a returning one. Speaking of returning champions, iZone are the defending champs from last season, or last event, I guess you could say, the August tournament. They took that one. They're looking to reclaim their title, defend it. They are facing off against iDeal. So we have Philippines versus Thailand. Let's all be friendly in the chat now. But I am LD of DotaCommentaries.com. Joining me, of course, is the one and only GGnet GoDz. GoDz, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, and what a fantastic match to start today off with. We've got the returning champions iZone up against the returning runner-up Gigabyte iDeal. These two teams went to a full 3-game series last month's grand finals, and what a 3-game series that was. That was some fantastic games, some real nail-biters, so definitely look to see something similar here. This is a tiebreak match, so these guys already met in the group. Apparently iDeal came out on top. That was not one of the games we actually streamed, but iZone looking to get some revenge, and this is going to decide who gets first place in their group, gets the slightly better seed going into that playoffs bracket.
Okay, apparently you're a little quiet. I tried turning you up. Hopefully that fixes it, guys. In the chat, just let me know if he's still too quiet. Hopefully he's good to go, though. In terms of the bans for iZone, 3 very strong solo heroes all getting banned out. The Prophet can be thrown into the jungle, but the Invoker and the TA, definitely 2 dominant solos in the scene. And, well, when you ban heroes like this out, it does leave some other options in the pool. Rubik is certainly one of them. He's immediately snapped up. Queen of Pain, Windrunner in the pool as well. That would be 2 strong solo heroes. So, hey, if you want to go towards those, maybe that's why you ban out the Invoker and TA. But Beastmaster is the pick, and I gotta say, Roar, a pretty nice spell if you're able to steal it. So Rubik will be potentially happy about that one. But what are your thoughts on the draft? Do we have a favorite heading into this match? Obviously, both these teams are 3-0 in the group. Chaos Knight, more initiation for this team. And it looks like they want to get some kills early and often, GoDz.
Yeah, they really want to be aggressive. They're getting a lot of disables here. I think both teams actually went 3-1, which is why they both teams would have picked up a loss. Otherwise, they wouldn't be tied here. But it's, to me, I'd say slight favorite would be iZone. But I mean, iDeal already beat iZone during the group stage. So I mean, anything can happen here. And definitely, iZone not playing with their full team. They haven't got their captain Kel here, who's apparently busy with school. So they're playing with their 6-player JP. So that does put them sort of at a bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah, guys, I tried turning myself down as well. Let me know if that fixes things. If not, we'll keep on working on the volume, but hopefully it'll get sorted out soon. Yeah, you are right, 3-1. My apologies for that mistake. I'm still having my coffee. Now, Lone Druid and Earthshaker, the pickups. If you're up against such strong initiation, such strong burst damage, one of the ways to try and deal with it is very strong defensive heroes. And it's Lone Druid, very naturally tanky. Earthshaker, we all know about how strong Fissure can be, especially against multiple melee heroes. Chaos Knight, Beastmaster can easily get caught on the wrong side of a fissure, either trapped to their doom or unable to finish off a kill. So I like this pickup a lot. It really does counter those heroes to some degree. At the same time, that cast animation for Fissure is quite long. Roar and Chaos Bolt not so much. So we may see Earthshaker very unhappy. It really comes down to the positioning. So they have a solo in the Beastmaster. They have the Chaos Knight, probably the makings of either a dual lane mid or more likely a tri-lane, I guess. And what are they going to pair him up with? Ancient Apparition, I was about to say, is in the pool, and he is the snap pick for iZone. So they have the Ancient Apparition, they have the Chaos Knight. These can go dual lane mid. If you want to tri-lane, they're certainly strong there as well. What do you expect to see in this second round of picks from iZone?
Well, iZone, I mean, they needed to get another solo here. Beastmaster, these Filipino teams will almost always put mid. They won't run him in that side lane. So they're probably looking at some kind of side lane solo. Darkseer getting banned out, so there's one of their options taken away. Heroes like Windrunner maybe going to be their sort of the hero they resort to instead. They often run Sanking as well. iZone, one of the few teams who do like to run Sanking, or more often as a support, but sometimes as a solo hero as well. So we'll see where they want to go. iDeal, I agree with you. I really like how they've countered a lot of these picks that iZone have sort of thrown at them with the ES, with the Sealer Bear, who's very hard to kill.
Alright guys, sorry again about the audio issues. It seems Skype, even though it has a setting to adjust their volume, I turned that off, somehow it's still doing it. I think it's fixed now. Let me know if it's not, we'll continue to work on it. Sorry to keep on not responding to you GoDz, but hey, they gotta hear you before the conversation can matter to the viewers, so it makes sense. Windrunner the ban, Darkseer the reply, Darkseer slipping through again. And he would be another fantastic hero to have against the Chaos Knight and the Beastmaster, with the Ion Shell really punishing melee heroes, plus the mobility in general. So, hey, it might have been a good pick for iDeal, but they just don't want to deal with it right now. It looks like they have at least one of their solo heroes and probably two of their tri-lane, if they choose to run one with the Rubik and the Earthshaker. Puck, the ban, that leaves Queen of Pain as probably the strongest solo left in the pool. Is iZone going to ban that? Because if they don't, it is iDeal with the next pick coming out of this banning stage. And I think they'd love to get their hands on Queen of Pain. Or maybe not. There's so many stuns. Maybe it's not the right pick here.
Yeah, I think they'll be a bit worried about the lockdown. iDeal, I mean, as far as solos go, TA's been banned. I like that ban. That's one of the heroes iDeal love to use. So maybe not Queen of Pain against all these chain stuns, but Queen of Pain's always a hero iZone could run as their side solo. Maybe that's why they want to leave it in the pool here. A lot of these solo heroes being banned out, so really limited options for both teams as far as solos go. I mean, they started picking up a couple supports, a couple of their solo mid heroes, but those side solo roles haven't really been fulfilled for either team.
You know what I'm wondering right now is, not only are there not many good solos left in the pool, but what do you do to deal with the Chaos Knight Ancient Apparition if they decide to dual lane this one mid? There's really nobody who can stand against that dual lane mid right now, and even a hero like Queen of Pain, if the Chaos Bolt, the Reality Rift, and the Cold Feet are all chained up together properly, she can go down from full health to nothing instantly, especially if you get a little lucky with your stun from Chaos Knight. So, I mean, I mentioned Queen of Pain is the most, at least the most common solo left, but I'm trying to think what else is there right now? Or do you just forego that idea of having multiple solos, and maybe just run a pair of dual lanes and only a single solo and try and avoid that matchup?
Yeah, iDeal may want to go for dual lanes here. They're a team who they don't always go for that. What's become the typical 3-1-1 setup, which the Filipino teams love to use. So maybe they'll run some dual lanes. We'll see what they want to get.
Oh, there you go. It's going to be a Dragon Knight for iDeal.
I'm going to wait. You teased me.
For anyone who doesn't know, unfortunately there isn't room for gods in this lobby because the Thai streamers are streaming it as well. So he's casting from the stream. So if he's a little bit slow to react, that is why. But I'll do my best to catch everything with the camera so at least gods can analyze properly. But yeah, it's a Dragon Knight pickup for iDeal. Another tanky hero. But this is a hero... They can struggle against Ancient Apparition if that ult hits. The Roar, of course, will always be nice. Sure, you get a BKB, but you can still be locked in place and kind of shut down. But it looks like they're going for the multiple carries. And we've seen, against these bursty, ganky lineups, sometimes the multiple, especially if they're tanky and hard to kill, like Morphling, Lone Druid, Dragon Knight, this can be very effective. Even if they can kill one, shutting down both is really difficult.
Yeah, it gives them plenty of carry options. The Shadow team as a pickup, it's good to kill some of these tanky heroes. The Soul Catcher really helps out against the Bear as well as the DK. I mean, that's kind of what you need, that amplified damage, just to make all those nukes do more. But as far as nukes go, I feel like they need more from what they've already got. I mean, Bear's not really a BKB type hero. You can nuke him down. DK can get that BKB a bit later on, but I feel like this last hero, their solo hero, they need something like that Queen of Pain, something to give them some burst damage.
Well, they opt to go for the Enigma and the immediate snap reply of the Slardar. 3 melee heroes for iZone. So they have some... the minus armor could be huge. So good against Lone Druid as well as DK on paper. Now, of course, we all know that Slardar needs a lot of items to be effective. I guess generally we'd see him go solo mid, but you'd also expect maybe the Beastmaster there. Let's introduce the players, see how they're going to land this one. It will be KC handling that Beastmaster. Looks like he'll be taking the offlane Stout Shield already picked up. Chaos Knight being played by 10, heading towards mid. Will it be a dual lane with the Ancient Apparition? It looks like it will. That's being handled by 19. AM, or AM, depending on what you want to call him, is going to be playing that Slardar. Early rate of protection picked up, looking towards rate of Basilius. And his laning partner, so it will be 2 dual lanes for iZone and an offlane Beastmaster. That's going to be SK handling the Shadow Demon. Meanwhile, over on the iDeal side, we have OXL, offlane Lone Druid, Bear already in position to scout the rune, and then start pulling the wave back. A dual lane of their own mid, NN, handling the Earthshaker. Very defensive dual lane. SD will likely be getting the farm here, playing that Rubik. And what else do we have? A jungle Enigma. Min's going to be handling that. Defensive jungle. And DK up, tucked away in the safe lane. We'll have to see how safe it is. If it's just a Beastmaster, he'll be absolutely fine, though. And that's BZ, so DK face off against Beastmaster, Rubik, Earthshaker, matching up against Ancient Apparition, Chaos Knight, and down in the bottom lane, Slardar and Shadow Demon versus Bear. To me, these lanes look pretty even overall. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty even overall. I like how iZone have opted for the dual lanes. It does give them stronger all-around lanes. They have a strong bottom lane. They should do pretty well, depending how well they deal with Bear, using his Spirit Bear to pull that creep wave to his tower. Mid lane, they've got one of the strongest dual lanes in the game, and that's going to be a very important lane to watch out for. And then, yeah, top lane, I mean, it's manageable, and hopefully iZone don't get completely shut down in the top lane. And if they can do that, I think they'll be looking all right.
Yeah, you know, the one thing I'll say is the thing about this middle lane is if you ever try to go in on Rubik, as long as Earthshaker's there, you're really not going to find the kill. Fissure just completely shuts down the gank, so I really like this decision if they run the dual lane. Although it looks like they're not. Maybe they want to set up an early first blood attempt on the top lane. Beastmaster has to be careful for the fissure block. Is there going to be a fissure block? No, not actually looking for it just yet. You really can't kill too easily with DK until he gets at least level 3. That's where you have your level 2 Flame Breath. Then you can start bottle crowing. I'm a little surprised Earthshaker isn't mid. To me, this is rather dangerous because if you leave Rubik alone against this dual lane and they find the opening, that will be a kill. But for the moment, he's playing very defensively.
Yeah, it's not a fun lane, and this is iZone. I mean, they ran the dual lane so they can win at least 2 lanes, but iDeal, they've got the jungle Enigma, so they're going to be getting some farm and levels advantage from him, but it's what he can do once you get the levels. I mean, we saw an Enigma yesterday, which from the get-go, I think it's SVRES, they had a bad start, but then Enigma just came out of the jungle, hit some huge black holes, and won the team the game, basically.
Yeah, that early Blink Dagger just ruined them in that game, and I mean, you can't count on hitting black holes quite that good, but you know, even if you only catch a couple heroes, even if you use a black hole to get a solo kill, also the Malefice and just the Eidolons, because whenever you get kills with Enigma, it's easy to push after that. That's the benefit of him as a hero. It's not just about the black holes, but hey, they can definitely turn the tides of the fight. Telekinesis throwing Chaos Knight back into the tower. Cheeky little play by SD. A lot of harassment. Not actually a kill or anything like that, but hey, it's the best you can do as Rubik. Forces out a salve. Now wants to Fade Bolt. He does. Denies the salve. A small victory. Whenever you're 2v1, they're going to have more regen than you, so even if you waste a little bit, it's not going to win you the lane, but hey, every little bit helps.
Yeah, that's just a smart play against Rubik. I mean, that's going to help him out, especially when you're up against a tough dual lane like that. So just doing that whenever possible.
Oh, this is a long way to dive, gods. Chaos Bolt, as well as Reality Rip. He might go down to the tower. Who dives first? Fade Bolt. SD gets a solo kill. Call it a double. And 19 does get the counter kill, but you don't run the dual lane. Chaos Knight Ancient Apparition mid to give away a double and a first blood to Rubik. Meanwhile, top lane, out comes the gank. Earthshaker, Enigma, where's that Malefice? Looking for the fissure block, not gonna find it, and it looks like Beastmaster should escape. A bit of a disaster in that middle lane.
Oh yeah, that's a big disaster. You can't afford to have that happen. I mean, that should be a lane which they win convincingly, completely, not shut down the Rubik, but at least stop him from farming and get a kill if he ever steps out of position. So a bit of a mistake from him. And we're going to have to see the CKAA lane doing a bit better than that as they sort of progress from here on out. But they've already given Rubik a big advantage.
Look at this. He's on the move. SD wants to kill. He's going to find Shadow Demon. Is it going to be 3 kills in 3 minutes? Disruption and Soul Catcher. Fade Bolt ends him. Shadow Demon evaporates. And this Rubik solo mid is already becoming a big problem. If he's not in the lane, your dual lane can't really kill him. So that's another benefit to this roaming action early on. And, well, they're keeping... I mean, so far, this Rubik has just been so effective. And remember, they are playing with an Enigma in the jungle, so they are going to be pulling ahead in terms of farm. They are also pulling the top lane with the Earthshaker. It's early. Anything can happen, but iDeal off to a great start.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. I mean, this is the kind of start that they need, especially against such strong, aggressive early game for iZone. iZone, with the CKAA, with the Shadow Demon Slider, those are 2 strong dual lanes they just wanted to win from the get-go, get ahead in terms of kills, and sort of get that momentum going their way, but it just hasn't happened, and their mid-game is not going to be all that strong unless they get up some decent early-game tanking items.
Yeah, with the early bottle on Rubik, it just gets so much harder to find the kills because he can always just bottle crow, spam that Fade Bolt. And honestly, he can outpush an Ancient Apparition and a Chaos Knight. Even if they're auto-attacking, I would say it's at least even, because Fade Bolt is the only AoE spell in that lane. Earthshaker looking for the fissure block top lane. There's your Malefice to set it up. Where's that fissure? He's waiting. He doesn't find it perfectly, but I think it's good enough because in comes DK. Chain stun here. Triple stun. Flame Breath. One more auto-attack and another kill. Gigabyte iDeal just off to such a start this game.
Yeah, this is kill after kill going their way, and there's not much rebuttal coming from iZone.
You know, what do you do right now if you're iZone? Your Beastmaster getting close to level 6, that could be something that really sets you up in the mid-game. Maybe you want to wait for that Roar, maybe you want to wait for Ancient Apparition Ultimate. But at what point do you say, okay, these lanes aren't working for us, let's try something different, and then what is that something different when you choose to go for it?
Well, I mean, it's going to come down to some group up and maybe go for some more ganks in their favor, because right now they haven't really switched up their lanes at all. They've stuck with the 2-2-1. Whenever they get killed, they go back to their same lane. They need to maybe group up as 3 or 4, go for a gank either maybe at the mid lane or at the top lane, and then try fold up with some tower pushing, I think.
You know, the other thing I will say is they are winning in terms of farm. I just took a quick look at that. Slard are leading the charts in terms of farm. and it looked like CK was getting quite a bit of his own as well. And so in that respect, they're not as far behind as you might think. They do have a single kill to their name, but they're definitely on the back foot. And Rubik getting a quick start, to me, that's always a concern. Boots and Bottle already picked up, because once he hits level 6, there's so many good spells to steal. Chaos Bolt is fantastic. Roar is amazing if you can get it. Even the axes are good. All of Shadow Demon's spells are quite solid. And Slardar, if you steal the minus armor, that can be very effective. The Slither and Crush, not so much. You don't really want to be in close, but there's just a lot for Rubik to work with. And again, they go towards Beastmaster. Fissure to start it off. Range form for DK. Dragon Tail, Malefice, Flame Breath to come soon, and that's another kill, denying that level 6, really shutting him down in the top lane.
Yeah, that's what they want to keep on doing. Just get those kills on him. If he can't get that level 6, he can't come help out his team. And I mean, followed up with that push, you've got the Enigma there, you've got the DK Ultimate form. That's a lot of pushing potential which they can offer. And this is not looking good. iZone, I mean, they've got the strong mid game, they've got the heavy disables, but the fact that there's all these heroes they need to shut down, the DK, the Rubik. I mean, you mentioned how many spells there are for Rubik to steal. It basically forces them to focus Rubik first, and in the meantime, it's going to be DK doing a lot of damage. Maybe the Lone Druid doing a lot of damage, and that's going to hurt iZone.
You know, the one thing that surprises me a little bit, GoDz, is that we haven't seen any aggression towards the Syllabear. They've just been pulling in this lane. In fact, it was the Rubik who came to gank bottom, but this dual lane, Slardar and Shadow Demon, they can definitely tower dive and kill the Syllabear, even if he's slightly out of position, especially now that you have level 6 up on your Slardar. He's already got, let's see, what level is that? Level 2 Sprint, so he is going just for the very aggressive build. Max Seed Sprint and the Slither and Crush first, Slither and Crush first, Sprint second, allowing him to chase effectively, but so far they're not opting to be aggressive, and I think that's the one lane they could be finding kills on, but so far not opting to do so.
Yeah, I mean, Slider's had a lot of farm, but not getting those kills really hurts him. And I mean, the Lone Druid, he's level 4, maybe getting close to level 5 now, and I mean, that's all you really need. Hit that level 5, get some entangles. You can still contribute to a team fight. You want to get that level 6 maybe so you can have your ultimate to give you the survivability.
Beastmaster.
Oh
no.
Enough.
Oh no, gets caught out again. A nice roar, Fissure on the wrong side. Oh, is he gonna get away? He is. Sometimes those fissures, they set you up, and sometimes they end up hurting your team, but nonetheless, the roar is forced out, and that's, you know, you really don't want to have to use it defensively like that, so I would say not the worst result at all. The other thing we haven't even really seen yet from iDeal is them pushing this top lane. Beastmaster with Axes is decent anti-push, but they have the chain stun and the initiation with the Earthshaker, where I do feel they can kind of kill him. But bottom lane, it's Syllabear in a bit of trouble, not level 6 yet, and look at him, just chomped to bits, slapped apart by that angry fish. Slardar gets a kill, and that is one they definitely needed. Power treads up on him, and until the Lone Druid hits 6, they can continue to do this. Easy kills can be found in that lane, though minus armor just chews through him so rapidly. CK looking to set something up top. Is he going to go in? No, it doesn't look like it. So they finally get on the board in that bottom lane.
Yeah, I think this is actually, I mean, the last minute or two has actually gone alright for iZone, getting the kill at bottom lane. Sure, they used the roar at top lane, but they stopped the kill from happening. They force out a lot of abilities, they don't go for the push, and well, even though Beastmaster uses up HP mana, the fact he's bottle crowing means he's gonna get his HP mana constantly
Slardar.
just keep on farming.
The defensive disruption not gonna be enough. Slardar turns it around. Oh, you don't want to stand next to him. Probably wanted to steal the Slither and Crush, was not able to do so. And Enigma comes in, looking for that black hole. We talked about it. Will we find it? There's a black hole. Just catching the Slardar. He will fall. Fissure also out of the Shadow Demon, but Shadow Demon hoofing it out of there. Should escape. Salving up. He will get away. And it's a black hole. You do get the Slardar. A definitely important kill to claim. The one hero who's really been having a great start. But now comes the trade. In the middle lane, iZone 3 grouped up with that Inner Beast Star. How many points are in it? Only 2, but that should be enough. Pushing the middle lane, Ancient Apparition ult flies bottom, trying to slow down the push. So it looks like a bit of a tower trade here. Or maybe a tower dive. No, Shadow Demon will be okay. So it's going to be a tower trade, I think. Rubik has something to say about it, but they're at least attempting it.
Yeah, going for the trade at this point is probably what you want to do, but this bottom lane is pushing a lot faster than what iZone is doing at mid lane.
You know, they just don't have that much push. There's no Lone Druid. There's no Enigma. All they really have is the Inner Beast Star. Look at this Rubik. Almost gets a solo double kill. SD. Are you kidding me? He does get one. Barely escaping as the Beastmaster. And I really, this Rubik is just doing work right now. What else is there to say about it? This is too much. And they can't push against him either. They really need a pipe or a mech, something to deal with all that magical damage.
Wow, I mean, it's just a ridiculous amount of damage. I mean, both doing AoE damage, it clears out the creep wave, which allows the tower to help him out as well, damage down those heroes. Some great play, and yeah, he's been really the story of this game so far. Rubik, just some fantastic individual play.
Apparently your audio is still a bit low. I'll try turning him up again, guys. Hopefully GoDz is a little more audible. I'm not yelling or anything, so it is a volume issue of some kind. But let's see, I gave you about 20% more volume. Hopefully that fixes it. And hey, it's the first match of at least 7, maybe 8 today, guys. So even if it's a little bit out of sync right now, we'll get it fixed for later on. But yeah, it's score 7-3 right now. Let's actually take a look at farm while we have a second to do so. Slardar 41 creeps, Chaos Knight 41, and Beastmaster 37. In spite of all his deaths, you know, he's getting a lot of farm on that top lane, to be honest. 37 is not shabby. He's basically up against the tri-lane with the Enigma. And the tower still has not fallen, although now Dragon Knight starts to apply that pressure. And with Soul Raid and Rain of Health, they're really never going to make him leave this lane. Unless H Apparition ult hits, then that might have something to say about it. TP comes in from Shadow Demon, stunned by the DK, and he'll back off. Slardar fighting with the bear bottom lane, meanwhile. Are we going to see a wraparound? Enigma might be thinking about it. I'm not sure if he's really going to go with the Eidolon's despawn, and that should put an end to the aggression for the moment. But the tower top will be denied. Still, it's another tower falling. Even though it is a deny, a little bit of map control loss, but they'll definitely be happy to take some gold out of the pockets of iDeal.
Yeah, the deny helps a little bit, but they're going to have to do a bit more, I think.
So right now, if you're looking at iZone's position, this is a lineup that wanted to gank, right? They have a lot of burst damage. They have some great tracing potential. I'm not sure what Slardar's going for. Maybe it'll be a Vanguard. He's got the Rain of Health picked up. You don't have to turn this into anything. You can even just get the Vitality booster and then go for something else. You could rush the BKB. What do they need to do to start setting up these ganks? Because it feels like not only did iDeal have a good start, but they're getting to play their style, which is spread the map, split push, farm all over the place, and avoid those ganks. How does iZone get into their comfort zone?
Well, I mean, it's going to have to be... I mean, you've got to find those ganks somehow. I mean, with Sadi, he picked up that Ring of Health, so it looks like he's going for a Vanguard, but they really need some Blink Daggers and mobility. That's the problem with having these 3 melee heroes, the Beastmaster, the Slardar, the Chaos Knight, is that they're not really mobile. It's hard to find those ganks. And iDeal are just using that to their advantage, out-farming the map.
Chaos Knight middle lane. Malphus to start. Uses that ultimate. That will remove Malphus, but Echo Slam by NN. Wants this kill. Wants it bad. Will he get it? They will. The TP coming in from purple. That would be the Slardar. Slardar joins the fight. Probably going to kill the Earthshaker. There is no Fissure, no mana for it, but Malphus from the low ground. Great individual play by this Enigma. Rubik. No, where is that Rubik, actually? He's back mid. Earthshaker might still go down. No, in comes SD. Always prepared, always in position, and Slardar flummoxed, frustrated once again, and while they're able to find that kill mid, there is no counter kill, and now the bottom lane gets pushed, but here comes the big backstab. Disruption, Cold Feet, Soul Catcher. This could be good, and they will catch Enigma. Look at the damage. He gets chopped up. Mechanism pop, but not actually able to live there. Or actually, that might have just been a buckler, excuse me. But Lone Druid now on bottom lane, in trouble, gets picked off. And that's really, I think this is where they're going to make sort of their bread and butter, is just finding these heroes that are split pushing a little bit too greedy. It looks like iDeal, bit of an overextension. Killing the Lone Druid, very important. So it's definitely a start. Not sure if it's enough just yet, because there is also the DK to worry about, but they'll definitely take it.
Yeah, iDeal, I think that's partly why they picked all these Kara heroes and go for the split push. They'll know 1 or 2 will get picked off here and there. They just have to sort of cap out how many pickoffs iZone can get. Those 2 kills will help out iZone a bit, give them some momentum, give them maybe the potential to go for this mid-tier 1, bottom tier 1 towers. But at this point, it's still iDeal who are in control.
Yeah, very sort of a standoff here in the middle lane right now. Just Shadow Poison spam, trying to slow down the push. DK, as mentioned, with the Vanguard picked up, only 300 gold on him. Let's actually take a look at our Lone Druid. How is he doing? Phase Boots on the hero, 900 gold. I'm guessing we're going to be seeing him save for that Radiance, save for that Relic now. Because if you want to go for a split push, that is easily the best item to get in the game. You could just have Bear pushing out one lane. The hero doesn't have to be there. Now, the one thing I'll say is in the mid game, I'm not sure how effective the Bear will be. It's one of these things where iZone can counter it if they have the right positioning. They have Chain Stun and they have the Slardar ultimate. Amplified damage can really do a lot to bring down that Bear in the early to mid game. So we'll see. Obviously, it's still very tanky. It's a lot to deal with. But they might have the heroes to counter it. But losing another tower, that is not going to help. The mid tower goes down. And what do you know? It's last hit by the DK. 900 gold on him. Just seems like everything is basically going according to plan. Big dive bottom lane. No, they're just going to clear out the creep wave. Lone Druid will retreat safely, and they want to push. They have the Rain of Basilius, they have the Inner Beast, but now they're forced back. Stun onto DK, great timing there, and sprinting away. Slardar will survive, but definitely not able to get the tower he's hoping for. Now the counter push might come mid.
Yeah, that's what they want to go for that tier 1 mid tower and just get themselves up to the map control. Getting that tier 1 mid is just oh so important. Just as far as getting the map control up, it's getting a bit of tower gold as well. It's just such a focus point in the map being so central and just providing that place to TP into. So getting that would be very big here for iZone.
You know, especially if that tower goes down, then you can chase a little bit more. You have a lineup that wants to be chasing between, I mean, the Quill Beast to some extent, but mainly the Blink Dagger that looks like it's coming soon for Slardar. He's not actually going to complete a Vanguard. He's got 1,600 gold in the bank. This Blink Dagger is coming soon, and if you have that extra room to roam around and knocking that tower down could really do wonders. And Chaos Knight as well, a great chaser. So you're right. I think getting that tower, even the bottom tier 1, very, very important right now. There's just too much room for iDeal to farm at the moment. But knocking down the towers is really going to free things up and play into iZone's favor. I don't think they're out of this one yet, but they can't afford to lose too many more fights. And every time they try to push, SD is in position with the axes and the Fade Bolt, and it's like, okay, push is over, guys. This is frustrating.
Yeah, he's not even stealing those big ultimates like a Roar or anything. He's just taking those AoE spam spells, and having the axes this early in the game has proven to be much more useful and has netted him kills as well as counter push, and just the AoE damage proven to be so useful for his team.
Oh, here comes the big smoke gank on the ramp. Will we find a good fissure? No, Earthshaker backs off. Maybe could have just ended the gank right there, but catches 4 with the fissure. Echo Slam, axes, Fade Bolt, they get wiped. Quad kill in a matter of seconds for iDeal. And if you go for a smoke gank, that is not what you want to happen. I thought maybe he was holding onto the fissure too long, but boy, did they use Fogabore effectively there. And this Rubik, who needs ults when you have axes and Fade Bolt? He just ruins them. Absolutely ruins, gods.
That was, I mean, walking right into that 4-man fissure. I mean, it wasn't so much walking right into it on purpose, of course. It was just one of those things where iDeal just in the right place at the right time, and they just executed that team fight perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. Top lane, Demonic Purge onto the Chaos Knight, 4-second stun with the Soul Catcher. Even the ultimate used, they really want this kill. Ancient Apparition ult hits. That should be the death of him. No, he TP's out, no Disruption. That's going to stop the TP. But even when they find the kill, it ends up taking 4 heroes and an Ancient Apparition ult to do so, during which time Lone Druid up to 2,700 gold. God, that hero farms so quickly. Relic coming soon. Not the fastest Relic we've ever seen, but he doesn't have to have the fastest one we've ever seen. Now Slardar middle lane. Fade Bolt, Malefice, couple more auto techs. Cold Feet is not going to set in. Yes, it is actually, and Roar, but it's a hasted Earthshaker. He should be just fine. And now the Quill Beast chasing Enigma. This could set up for a big black hole. They've got to be careful. It's a mech. There's no Blink Dagger, but walking up this hill onto the high ground. No, there's wards, so they have an idea. If he stops, he's not going to. He's going to hoof it on out of there. Fissure, the Fissure again, putting an end to the gank. The bane of gankers everywhere, really, I gotta say, especially melee ones. But that team fight, gods.
This ES pick has really paid off, and I mean, they've got the fast mech on the Enigma. It's just going for all these survivability items and just kind of this defensive style of play, but they're still going for the kills and taking them when they're presented. I mean, Rubik time after time. ES setting up some big kills with his Fissure as well, but there's just no openings for iZone to use their aggressive disable heavy lineup to get themselves any kills.
You know, it kind of feels like there's no plan B either. I mean, this lineup, it's okay at farming. The heroes will scale from it, but they're just not as fast as a hero like Lone Druid or the DK. They just can't keep up. Chaos Knight, Slardar, really not good farmers in the mid game. They can benefit from the items. They just don't get them as quickly.
Yeah, and at this point, I mean, for me, iZone, they needed to sort of look for those pickoffs again, and that comes down to whether or not iDeal try to get a bit greedy here, try to sort of maximize their farm. If iDeal do that, iZone may find themselves pickoffs here and there, and they can slowly claw their way back in. So we'll have to see how iDeal, how greedy they want to be, and how much they want to sort of play, how much they want to play defensively.
It just gets so much harder to play aggressively. Oh, this might be it, gods. This might be it. Necronomicon level 1 picked up on the Beastmaster. They don't really have any other natural candidates for it, but it wouldn't surprise me if they just say, screw it, man, we're going to go Mass Necro Book anyway. It's worked for other teams this tournament. We have seen with the Beastmaster aura, it can be very potent, but there's no profit like we saw earlier in the tournament, which really was what made the strat work with the Mass Necro Books. Still, it's something to keep in the back pocket, and it does help to some degree to counter the split pushing, at least for now. We'll have to see how many Midases iDeal look to build to counter this one. But, you know, it's an item that suggests that they're not really in any hurry to end the game. It's not a Blink Dagger. It's not anything really aggressive. This is aggressive, though. Blink in by Slardar, stun, and the amplified damage, but Earthshaker and Rubik just always in position, and the gank is over. In fact, they're forcing it too far, and they're probably going to play 4-step in to an entangle from the Spirit Bear. Great little combination there, and the gank fails again. It's every time that they go to gank, iDeal is either getting something there and countering it, or they're getting something elsewhere on the map. This team is just prepared for everything that iZone is throwing their way.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's so impressive about their picks and play. It's not like they're just getting the spells to stop iZone from getting ganks off and killing them. They're turning it around and getting kills themselves. Whenever iZone go in, it's like, okay, we're not going to let you kill us, and we're going to kill you. It's not just, okay, let's play defensive, use a stun and run away. It's use a stun and turn the fight around.
And what do you know? It's going to be the Scourge side winning a team fight, amplify damage, stolen by Rubik. That's big time. And now that goes on to Roshan. Roshan's going to drop fast here. Enigma with a Blink Dagger and a Mechanism. If they try and fight in the pit, I have a bad feeling about this one. They're already struggling with the fights. It's not going to get any easier, but they're probably going to contest it. I just don't think they can give this away. Ancient Apparition ult could also be pretty important here. DD Rune spawns. Maybe that's something they'll look to get their hands on. They are going to pick it up. The Bear scouting things out. 200 gold away from the Relic. It's all going to come down to this fight. Maybe not for the game, but this is a big opportunity for them. Fissure hitting a couple. Rubik on the back foot. Earthshaker, very defensive position. Blink in, stun, roar. They want the DK. There's the black hole. There's the Echo Slam. Oh, man. It's everyone getting chopped to bits. The Mechanism as well. Slaughter goes down. Mega kill coming out for Pink. I actually don't even know who that is. That's the Earthshaker. He is playing so well right now. And now they get Roshan. They couldn't give that one away, gods, but they also couldn't fight it.
I know. As far as wombo combos go, Scourge have nailed it this game. ES, I mean, that Fissure picked up 2 kills on its own. I mean, being on a mega kill at this point as an ES, I mean, NN has played an amazing game and just nailed all those combos. He seems to be getting Fissures off. The Echo Slam's just walking in and finding them because of all the disables and just great black holes as well. I mean, iDeal, executing to perfection.
Really? It's so impressive. Uh-oh. Defensive disruption. Shadow Demon going to hoof it on out of there. I think he will escape. He does have hooves, right? Yeah, he's got some little claws there. We'll call them hooves. Anyway, on to more important matters. I see a lot of people in the chat saying, go home, iZone, or iZone eliminated. Guys, they're not eliminated. This is a tiebreaker match. It means if they lose it, which it looks like they're not in a good spot, they're not entirely out of it yet. They haven't lost Rax, but even if they lose this match, gods, they're not out of the tournament. They're second in the group instead of first, which means they don't get to skip ahead to the round of 8. They will have to play their way through, starting with the round of 12. But hey, if they lose this match, it sets up an amazing match in the first round, in the round of 12. It would be iZone versus MSI Evo GT, which I think a lot of people would be very excited to see. 2 Pinoy teams duking it out in a do-or-die situation.
Yeah, that would be a fantastic matchup. Even iDeal going down, I mean, they're coming back as the runners-up here. So I mean, both these 2 teams, I mean, definitely favorites this month, and this is no surprise to see such an intense game here in a tiebreak match. And iZone, I mean, as you said, this isn't being knocked out if they lose. They're still in this. They can still make it through to the grand finals, which they seem to make month after month. I think they've had like 5 appearances in a GEST grand finals.
Oh, I don't know if they can do this. They're trying to base trade right now, but they're doing it against the Lone Druid, who does have the Relic up. No, the Relic on the hero, not on the Bear. I'm not sure if this is a mistake. Beastmaster jumps in quite far. And just try to clear, or sorry, what am I talking about? No, Beastmaster in the backlines defending things, getting my teams mixed up, guys. I really need that coffee right now. Oh, that one's a little embarrassing. But yeah, Lone Druid having the Relic on the hero, not going to bring down the tower nearly as much. It looks like they were in danger of base trading there, but the tier 2 drops low mid, then they TP out. So they hold on to the Rax. The tower takes some big damage. The concern here is not really, are they going to die now? It's more, can they win later? Because Lone Druid's getting close to the Radiance. DK, what's he going for? Plate mail? Looks like an Assault Cuirass is going to be his item choice. And how close is he to it? Just a plate mail for the moment. A plate mail by itself is not a bad item, but on DK, he doesn't really need it. He's already got a lot of armor. Fissure from the low ground by Earthshaker. That is cheeky. They immediately smoke. It was spotted by the Eidolons. Kind of sloppy play, to be honest. And the cold feet onto a Rubik Illusion. Not going to catch anything. I'm not sure what they hope to accomplish with this smoke gank. It's obviously been revealed now, so it looks like they should back off.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they can really go find no one here. If anything, it's going to be iDeal turning it around once again. They may try to just bait it out with some type of positioning. But with Lone Druid off farming, he wants his Radiance. Their item progression is just so much better than iZone's at the moment, and that's really the key difference here. iZone group up and think, okay, we can maybe make something happen. They don't get a kill, and the entire time iDeal have 2-3 heroes farming at top lane in their jungle, and it's starting to snowball.
Yeah, and look at the positioning of iZone. It's always 3 or 4 heroes farming together. Then you look at iDeal, they're a little bit more spread out. You know, it almost reminds me of, dare I say it, the way that LGD was playing at the International, where they'll stick together, but they're on the same side of the map, but they're still all farming. Whereas for iZone, they're on top of each other. They're really not able to do so right now. And DK is going to spot out Beastmaster, but the Necrobook is here. Demonic Purge, though, just a Soul Catcher to start. Reality Rift back in, and a lot of damage onto him and the Cast Knight Illusions. I think they're going to get this kill. They are. That's a big kill. It could snowball from here the other way, unless Fissure is there. And what do you know? Fissure is always there. Then a blink away. The bane of all gankers. But the Courier is the prize, claimed by the Cast Knight. And that gives them some desperately needed gold. And what do you know? They're in position to push mid. They're going to get a tier 2. There's no trade. Guys, I know a lot of you called the game over in the chat. I saw it. Yes, I am reading that chat. But it's not over just yet. iZone, they're going to clear down a tier 2. This gives them a lot more map control. The next Roshan can be contested a bit more. They're not out of the woods yet. They're definitely still not in the best position. But Chaos Knight, once he gets up to level 16, the 4 illusions get a lot more difficult to deal with. Even for here like Lone Druid, who's very single target focused. I think the big thing right now for iDeal is DK has to get 16. They really need that Elder Dragon form with the Frost Dragon, with the splash damage. It's not here yet, but it's coming pretty soon. 3 levels to go. And the Assault Cuirass is not far off either.
Yeah, well, iDeal are, I mean, as far as farm goes, I mean, they've taken down a lot of towers, they've got a bit more farm, and they're leading in terms of, in that way. But as far as hero compositions go, the Slaughter is a really nice sort of pick and counter for both DK and Lone Druid. Amplified damage is just so good for taking down those tanky heroes.
And they have the Necro 3 up right now, which really amps up their damage. And the minus armor from Amplified damage, plus the attack speed from Inner Beast, that has such nice synergy. And you're also looking at Drums of Endurance, which, yeah, it's a cheap, cost-effective item. But another attack speed aura, just more ways to attack quicker and do more damage. And then you're hitting harder because of the minus armor. For Gigabyte, the big thing there was that they got caught out. For iDeal. If they don't get caught out, if they're all 5, I'm not sure that this iZone squad can take a direct fight. But if iDeal get out of position, if anyone gets caught off, that's going to be a kill. So what do? They 4-man smoke up behind the Lone Druid with the Aegis. That is a very big bear, and now they're barreling down the bottom lane. Remember, the tower's already dropped low from the previous push. This could be it, gods. This could be the climactic fight. Here they go.
Yeah, they want to end this now. They don't want this to go too much longer, especially with iZone kind of hinting of somewhat of a comeback.
Yeah, the tower taking some damage. Beastmaster, access to start. No, the Hawk gets picked off. Slardar going for a wraparound here. What is Ancient Apparition doing? Probably trying to set up his ultimate from long range. Slither and Crush, blink it, catch the Earthshaker, lock him down, but the black hole is there! Oh, that could be bad. The Earthshaker looks like he did go down in the end, but now the Angry Bear comes in. Chaos Knight will take a fall. Yes, he will. He goes down. Dragon Knight alive, very low, somehow still surviving. Enigma trying to do it all by himself, even body blocking Ancient Apparition now. Look at the damage, but the Soul Catcher isn't going to be enough. Ancient Apparition will take him down. Meanwhile, the melee Rex falls. Beastmaster running for his life. Another entangle. Bear gets resummoned. It's a much smaller bear. The Aegis popped. Or no, sorry, that was a disruption. Aegis still up. That's probably the big thing. Medallion, all the minus armor, but they jump in, and the counter initiation, even getting the Earthshaker. The Enigma's there. As long as this squad is grouped up, it's so hard to jump in on them because there's so much counter initiation.
Yeah, I mean, they did a really good job of focusing down the Earthshaker right off the bat of that fight. I mean, that kind of gave them a fighting chance there, but, I mean, trading 2 for 3, losing the racks, I mean, they definitely come off worse for that fight, and the Aegis still sitting on that Lone Druid.
They might be able to get Syllabear. Is that bear going to find an entangle? Oh, this could be too far. This could be a little bit too greedy. Blink up. Slardar wants to chase. They're all dying to the Radiance. They really can't fight this, but they're trying to so far. No, he gets 1 kill with the Radiance Burn. He wants 2. In comes Chaos Knight. Oh, Rexar, run. Roar on the bear. Trying to survive. Meanwhile, they're focusing the hero, and they kill him off. Finally, the Aegis is going to go down. He respawns in range form. Will be much easier to kill. Stomp, Cold Feet, 4-second stun. They lose a Rax. They get rid of the Aegis, and they kill the Syllabear. Pretty sloppy from OXL, I have to say, but the Rax is probably the biggest objective. And, well, they lose an Aegis, but now they're in better position to get the next one with that Rax being down. Bottom lane will constantly be pushing in.
Yeah, Lone Druid, I mean, Beastmaster really wanted to get that roar off and just kick him off earlier on, but he ended up, I mean, having to use the roar just to save his own life. And yeah, it was a bit sloppy from iZone. I'd have to say more than anything. I mean, iDeal, sure, they do lose the Aegis and the Bear, but I mean, the fact they've got the racks, they can wait for maybe Roshan to respawn, they're still in a much better position here, and that was costly. That was a very costly chase.
Oh man, apparently the microphone issues are still not fixed. Guys, you gotta keep on me if it's not working. I think it's resolved now. I don't know what's causing it. I turned off the auto adjust in Skype, but I do apologize. Hopefully you guys have at least been able to hear GoDz, even if he's a little quiet. It should be better now. I'm gonna turn him down a tiny bit as he's probably too loud at the moment. But hey, guys, at least we have it fixed for all the knockout rounds. Again, guys, iZone is not out of the tournament, even if they lose this match. They just go in as a 2 seed, which means you get to see them play right away. They'll be going up against MSI Evo GT. If they somehow turn this one around, then it'll be iDeal. But either way, it's going to be a fantastic matchup. The Tier 2 top being sieged out by DK. Still no Assault Cuirass picked up. 4-second stun onto that Dragon. Ancient Apparition ult flies through. Is going to hit. Chaos Knight ultimate as well. The splash damage, not enough. Demonic Purge, Soul Catcher. And he's going to go down. They catch him out. They pick him off. But now the fight happens onto the Beastmaster, who's in no man's land. Really aggressive play. He'll take a fall too. 1 for 1. And somewhere... what just happened? Did I miss a kill? No. Okay, just 1 for 1 in the end.
Yeah, I mean, picking up the DK there to start things off was a nice... It's going to slow down iDeal, sort of prevent them from doing too much during this time, but it's still... It's not really enough for them. They need to get more towers. They need to push out the lanes, and bottom lane is just continually. It needs to be pushed back, and they're not dealing with that too well.
And they don't have the best lineup to push it out, let's be honest. Beastmaster, decent at that. Ancient Apparition ult is okay, but it's not really that spammable. Shadow Demon's Poison is not that good against creeps with this much HP. It takes him so long to mow down the waves. There's no heroes like Death Prophet or Pugna or Nature's Prophet. Nobody who can really quickly deal with creep waves. In this game, no Queen of Pain, no Windrunner. And it's a constant issue, even when they win fights. I mean, the Tier 4 already starting to be chipped away at. It's not a big deal yet, but because they have to deal with this, it's hard to leave the base. They can't really farm their own jungle. And it requires them to buy more wards as well. They don't have the vision anymore, so we're seeing them try to place a couple wards down in their own jungle as defensively as possible. But it's just, this is a lineup that wants to be ganking and be aggressive, and right now, they're not in a position to do so.
Yeah, and they're really turtled up here. I mean, with Roshan, it's now respawned, so it's going to be iDeal probably just heading right back towards that Rosh pick up the Aegis, then go for another game-ending push.
Well, it sounds so anticlimactic when you put it that way, GoDz.
Well, it doesn't. They go for it. Doesn't mean they're going to get it. I'll tell you that.
Right.
As we've seen, I mean, they got the racks last time, but anything can happen. I mean, they picked off the ES nicely to start the fight off, and if they can get a pick off here or there, at least burst one down quickly, it's not necessarily going to go in iDeal's favor, even with an Aegis.
Oh, God, they're going to try and fight again at the Roshan pit. Shadow Poison to scout things out. They got to go now. This is the only moment if they want to go in. Again, perfect positioning from the Earthshaker. Blink in. Chaos Knight steals the Aegis. Steals the Aegis. Oh, my goodness. And now they want the Lone Druid. Oh, this could be so big. Telekinesis back in. They're turning it around. The Lone Druid goes down, but they still got to deal with that Dragon Knight. Chaos Knight, where is his ultimate? Looks like he doesn't have it. Steals the Aegis, but might die twice for his troubles. 3 for 2 so far. Up on the high ground. Oh, it's the Necronomicon illusions just chomping away on Enigma. Not able to fight right now. Chaos Knight with the ultimate. Are they really going to win this one? Dragon Knight, a little bit too big. I think he's going to be able to do this. No, in comes Shadow Demon. GoDz, they might be winning this fight. Dragon Knight in a lot of trouble now. He's so tanky. His own dragons being used against him.
God.
Dragon genocide. Oh man, they steal the Aegis. Now they want to go and kill off the Rubik, but he blinks away. All the while, bottom lane is pushing in, but my God, they steal the Aegis, and they basically, I mean, they crush that fight. They really do.
I mean, yeah, that Aegis steal really set them up for the perfect fight, and I mean, that just goes to show they've still got a lot of fight left in them. They need to, I mean, the bottom lane's still pushing in. It's just sort of chipping away at maybe their tier 4 towers. It's sort of a pending issue that they're going to have to deal with if this game goes for too long, but if they can to make something sort of a bit of a comeback in the next 5 minutes, they'll be looking good. They need to get a Rax at some point, though, which they can't really do. And it's going to come down to winning the next big fight, and the next big fight may not come for a while, especially now. iDeal may realize, okay, we need to play this careful. We haven't got the Aegis. Let's not take too many chances. They may go for some smoke ganks here, but iZone back in this game for sure.
Wow. Stealing the Aegis as a Chaos Knight of all heroes. That was just exceptional play. Reality rifting himself down into the pit, stealing the Aegis that way. Such a nice play by 10. The whole team there, the whole setup was fantastic. And, you know, I got to credit the Beastmaster as well. We saw earlier in the bottom push, he focused the Earthshaker, preventing Earthshaker from getting off the big Echo Slam, preventing him from getting off the Fissure. This time around, he focuses the Enigma, but one of those two teamfight heroes for the past couple big engagements has been getting denied, has not been allowed to set up, and with the Necro 3, you can do this. Medallion and then just your army of summons, Enigma can't blink in because the summons are hitting him, and he takes a lot of damage. He's, you know, at this point, if you're Enigma, you probably would like to have your hands on a Heart of Tarrasque, but it's quite an expensive item. So he's got a BKB up. That helps him a little bit, but there's still Roar to kind of counter that.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff to go. Well, I don't know about there's stuff. There's the Raw to go through it, and that's going to be enough. I mean, as long as Beastmaster's positioned himself, sits far enough back so he doesn't get caught out with it, it's going to be pretty useful here. Interesting to see Rubik actually building a Bloodstone. I mean, at this late in the game, I feel having some more disable or utility would be a bit of a better option, but it will give him some survivability. But he's not going to be getting any charges for a while now, unless this game goes really late.
And the chat calls me out. We were not saving, guys. I thought the Thai streamers might be doing it, but yeah, there you go. There's a save. Hey, this game definitely deserves one right now. And the push comes top, so they're not. It looks like they're not going to wait for the Aegis. They're just going to group up and go for this, GoDz. I don't know. I mean, the safer play would probably be to wait for the next Roshan, at least try and find a pick first. But they're just confident in their positioning. They do have the Black Hole to work with, I believe. It was not used last fight. Yeah, it looks like it is still available, so they're going to go. 5 heroes grouped up top lane.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty safe option. Even if they trade 3 for 3, it's still good for iDeal. The only bad thing that could happen is if they get completely wiped out. But with their sort of nice team fight as well as their current items, I just don't see that happening. I mean, BKB up on Enigma, they've got the mech, they've got the just huge AoE combo. ES with his Blink Dagger just needs to position himself well. And with DK's current items, he's so tanky, they can't really get blown away in this fight.
And it looks like a bit of lag for iZone at the moment. And hey, a good time to lag be imba lag indeed. I don't know how lag can be imbalanced. I think it is just lag, but there you go. So they're going to wait this one out. And while we're waiting, let's actually check item progression real quickly, see how everyone's doing in terms of farm. Beastmaster went back for the mechanism. He may be the most farmed hero on his team, to be honest. No, I guess there's a Slardar with a Blink and a BKB, but it is really another tier of items for iDeal. They Assault Caress up on the DK, the support having a Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker. Launch Red is a Hyperstone and a Vlad's and a Radiant. Radiance as well as Hyperstone on the Bear. Rubik, Bloodstone, 4-staff Blink Dagger, 9-2 and 11. SD hasn't done as much as of late in these fights, but the start he had, of course he's going to get items like that. The Tower Gold definitely helping out. And Enigma. It just, iDeal have so many more items, you're right. It's just going to be, it has to be perfect execution from iZone this fight.
Yeah, and that Assault Crest is going to help a lot negating the Slardar. I mean, Slardar, there's a lot of reliance on him to sort of help focus down the hero, give them a target with the amp damage, but it's just not going to happen as easily with this Assault Crest now up.
Here comes the push. Oh, this is it, GoDz. It's a big wraparound smoke gank. Can they catch anyone important out? The Earthshaker would basically be ideal. He hides in the trees. Telekinesis throwing Chaos Knight up into the air. Black Hole and BKB immediately used. Where's that Roar? Not able to get it off just yet. Finally, the Roar comes in, but way too late. Too late. 2 heroes dead. And it looks like an absolute massacre now. The 4-staff in. They continue to give chase. It looks like that's all they're going to get. Noah Blink in as well. Slither and Crush is stolen. Catches 2. Oh, SD. Telekinesis on 2. Is there anything this man cannot do? I would really love to hire him for my company, which I don't even have yet. Echo Slam on top of it all. A punctuation mark to this game. And the GGs come out. Offensive GGs from iDeal. Or no, sorry, iZone GG'd first.
I mean, he literally can do anything. Talk about hiring for a company. If there's a meteor coming towards Earth about to destroy it, he would be the guy I go to be like, let's get this guy. He'll save us. He could do it. He is just playing out of his mind.
SD for president, man. SD for president. My God, can he play a nasty Rubik? Guys, remember how this game started? He was up against Ancient Apparition as well as Chaos Knight mid. Normally that dual lane, I mean, Rubik is pretty strong defensively. If he telekinesis the Chaos Knight right when he jumps in, you usually live, or at least you have a decent chance of living. But to actually get a double kill to start the game off, then he roams, finds the Shadow Demon. He just had such a high involvement in this game, such a high impact hero. And generally when you run the dual lanes, that's how you shut down the high impact. That's why you do it. Get the early kills, dominate the lane. iZone tried to play gank, they tried to play lane control, dominate the lanes early on, and, well, they got shut down completely.
Yeah, they really did. The execution wasn't there in the laning stage, and that's what their draft was about. Their laning stage doesn't work, their mid game doesn't work, and because they don't have heroes that can just say, okay, let's group up and push. They didn't have any pushing potential, so they had to do better earlier on in the lanes, as well as sort of getting some ganks and momentum happening. But when you're giving Rubik that many kills and that much momentum of his own, it's not going to happen.
Well, we're at that point now where It's flooding all over your house, and I'm sure a lot of the Pinoy fans out there can relate. I'm not sure if the typhoon is still going on. Guys, let me know if it's still flooding where you are, but it is certainly flooding in the iZone base. Massive waves of creeps coming in. Beastmaster slowly dying to them. He might die to the creeps. He is so low. No, he's going to live. But when the creeps are overrunning you, that's where you just need to move to a new house, man. This house, there's no repairing it. There is no fixing it. And a guy who's coming with a battering ram to knock a huge hole in it, that is SD. He's not done yet. Probably looking to set something up on Chaos Knight bottom lane. No, just going to sort of scout things out. Let me know that he could kill him if he wanted to, but he doesn't feel like this kill.
having a bit of mercy for now, at least, it seems.
Yeah, for the moment, everybody grouped up, probably going for... Oh, they're going to find the Enigma. Slardar blinks in, and the ult as well. Easy kill, actually claimed here. They have to get a team wipe. They cannot stop here. They're going to continue the chase. BKB on Slardar. Blink away from Earthshaker. Will they continue? It looks like Slardar really wants to go, but the Radiance Burn, that's going to deny his Blink Dagger. And they just can't chase anymore. They get a kill, but it's just not enough, and now it might go the other way. Fissure onto Earthshaker, and it looks like Chaos Knight wants to fight against this bear. I gotta say, GoDz, that is quite ambitious. The bear losing that rabbit, it doesn't really matter, though. Slardar diving in, they're just... The more it's like Spectre right now. They try and kill this bear, but they're just all slowly burning to bits. 4 staff away. The bear's still running. Chaos Knight coming in. Remember, guys, the base is falling right now, but we go back to the fight where it's Chaos Knight getting entangled. Not getting entangled. This man, allergic to entangles, just will not allow them to affect his hero. And now the Angry Dragon comes in. Assault Cuirass has been up on him, doing the right clicks. Beastmaster tries to throw the axes, maybe even the roar. Not sure if he had it up, but not able to do so anyway. He goes down, and now the bear chasing the other direction. Bear and dragon, a fearsome combo, I gotta say. These animals are out of control. It is zoo gone wild right now, and iDeal just steamrolling through this fight. Kind of sloppy positioning. They fight without the Enigma, but it doesn't matter anyway. It's just they cannot leave their base at this point. Even if they do, the tier 4s start getting breached.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they've lost the double Raxes here, both bottom and top lane. I mean, maybe they get a kill here and there. They trade 2 for 2. Any trades they get is just not going to be good in the long run. They can't have trades. They need to have team wipes. If iDeal want to wait for Roshan, they can do that before going for that push mid lane. But at this point, with both bottom and top lane constantly knocking on their doors, it's not going to happen.
HNet Personal just barely missing on the DK there. It's so hard to push out right now. They don't have, it's not like they have an anti-mage with a Battle Fury, a farmed Luna, or anything that just is great at dealing with this push either. There's just not much to deal with it right now, and it makes it hard to leave the base. Here comes the push mid. Gonna look to do some chip damage towards the Rex. They only have 2 heroes. In comes the Earthshaker. None of their big pushers, though. There's no DK. And here's the TP in. Black Hole immediately, but only catching the Beastmaster. That will prevent the Black Hole from going off. Blink in. Fissure. No Echo Slam. Lag in the middle of the fight. And it looks like Slardar still alive, but taking a lot of damage. I think he's going to go down here. No, he wants Enigma. Not going to find it. SD again in position, setting things up for the team. Finally, the bear arrives. Another TP in. That one will be the Chaos Knight. Probably doesn't want to be here. Fissure, he's going to melt. Blink away, dodging the Ancient Apparition Ult. Really nice play from the Enigma. And finally, the Flood. It's broken through the dam completely. A second round of GG's coming out from Am. And it looks like iDeal will be advancing straight to the round of 8. They take the group with a 4-1 record in the end. Well, 3-1 plus the tiebreak, I guess you could say. iZone, they'll be facing off against MSI Evo GT, fighting for their lives in this tournament a bit earlier than they would like. The defending champions, I wouldn't say dethroned, but thrown back a little bit by iDeal, the second-place team from last month.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a setback in their GSC campaign. I mean, they've been here before. They haven't always dominated their groups and come out on top, but they've usually been up there at the first or second position. But they're going to have a slightly tougher bracket. iDeal straight into the quarterfinals. I believe they're awaiting the winner of Alive Alacrity and G7, maybe. I'm not sure exactly. Actually, no, they're waiting the winner of Dreams and Deparuku. So that's going to be a tough second-round match, potentially, probably against Dreams, assuming Dreams do take down the Indonesians. But it's a great chunk from iDeal, and I mean, they show why they were the second-place team last month, winning their group fairly convincingly here against iZone.Gigabyte.
Yeah, I mean, this really was a convincing victory. iZone, they had a great moment there stealing the Aegis, but it felt like iDeal just had control of the game pretty much from the moment Rubik got that double kill mid. They never really looked back, at least not for long. iDeal take the match. They take the tiebreaker, guys. We are just getting started today. So many matches coming up, but that does it for iZone versus iDeal. Stay tuned. We have more coming your way soon. First, we start off with the round of 12. Personally, I'm thinking MSI versus iZone would be a great Pinoy match to cast gods, but we'll see what we end up doing. Anyway, stay tuned, guys.